Hey everyone, welcome back to another plan with me. I am planning for the week of December 17th through the 23rd, and I'm using this kit from ScribblePrintsCo. This is the Crafty Christmas kit. I really like this kit a lot because it's like pastel, and I love pastel holiday kits. I don't know why, but that's just like my jam, so I really wanted to use this kit. So of course, like usual, I am cutting my washi and whiting everything out, and I'm using this Simply Gilded, I'm not sure of the exact name, but it's just like a light blue with, I thought it was like a silver bow, but looking at it now, it's a little bit more hollow, but it matches, so that's okay. But I did go with a silver foil for this kit, and I just really like it a lot. I've seen people use rose gold with this kit as well, which also looks really pretty because it brings in a lot of that pink, but I just wanted to go ahead and go with the silver. So that is what I am doing for that. Of course, obviously not with that hollow bow, but there we are. And then I am just going to go ahead and put the flags up top. And I am using some flag overlays from ScribblePrintsCo. These are just the silver foiled like speckle confetti flag overlays. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put down my full boxes. My full box placement is like kind of random. I don't really think too hard about it for the most part, unless there's like a double box or like a girl box. I kind of just put them down randomly. I knew I wanted to use the girl in my sidebar, so I saved her for the bottom of the sidebar. And then I just put everything else kind of sporadically down. I really like the one with like the Raskog cart and like, I don't know, all the planner supplies. I just think that's so cute. This art is so fun. So I am putting all of that down with the glitter headers scattered as well. And then I decided to use these overlays from Rose Colored Days. They're like the silver foil with the bow up top with like the squared off box. I started by initially putting them in all of my favorite boxes, but the more I stared at it, the more I was like, I can't just have just these overlays. Like it just didn't like flow with me. So I grabbed my foil marble album from SPC, and I grabbed the, I don't even know what this like overlay is called, but it's the same one you get in all your Wiggles. So it's like a kind of confetti overlay, but it adds a little extra touch of like foil. So I wanted to add those to the rest of the full boxes because just having those four with the bows, I felt made it look a little bit left out. And the more I look at it now, the more I think with that particular type of overlay, I'm going to use that with like one per spread and just kind of do like the thankful thought or something, because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. And then the headers overlays that I'm using are also from SPC, and they are the silver foiled simple bow line overlays. I put it down in the middle first because I originally was just going to do them along the middle because I thought it might be too much, but then like I wanted them on every single glitter header because they were gorgeous. So I put them on every single glitter header, and I love the way that it looks. I think this might be my favorite like header overlay. They're really pretty. So that is kind of what the entire like base looks like. I'm also using my silver foil date covers from SPC as well, just to kind of do the date covers because you guys know I've been really enjoying that. So I'm putting those down. I also decided to white out the dates just because these are a little bit more see-through because they're white date covers. They don't really have a color to them, and I didn't want to be able to see through, so I just whited that all out. And then going ahead and working on my sidebar. My sidebar stays the same. I haven't really changed anything. So the first thing I do is put down a daily habit tracker to mark taking my medicine, and then I choose a piece of washi, and then I put one of the squared off boxes to mark how many weeks pregnant I was. I was 23 weeks pregnant this week. Baby was the size of a grapefruit. And then I put a work label down as well as that full box along the bottom. So going into day by day, this week was kind of boring. There was not a lot that happened. The first thing that I'm doing is putting in a Planner Gems crayon. To mark paying daycare for the week. I used like a pretty magenta color that I really liked. And then actually this day, the daycare ended up calling us because Avery had like diarrhea. I don't know if that's TMI or not. And they had an issue with it, so we basically went and picked her up, or Brian went and picked her up. I stayed at work, so she was homesick that day. So I just used one of these Coffee Monsters Co. sick day emojis. I wasn't sure which one to use because there's really no like diarrhea one. I don't know how to explain it. So I just kind of put the one that has a headache. It made the most sense to me. And so because Brian was home that day, he did end up cleaning the kitchen, which was nice, to have like a really nice clean kitchen. So I used one of these I want to say quarter squared off boxes because they're smaller than the one I used in the sidebar. So it's like a quarter box, but it's also, I don't know how to explain it. I like the squared off boxes a lot. So I'm using that down at the bottom with one of the Fox and Cactus like man cleaning ones. I think these are like my favorite sheets ever. Brian doesn't really do laundry, so I never get to use the laundry ones, but I like the one with the spray bottle. It's pretty great. And then also that night, this was such a boring day, I'm using a Fox and Cactus cat to mark that I ordered a cat tree for our kittens, who are, I guess they're still technically kittens. But we ordered a cat tree for them because I wanted to get them a cat tree for Christmas because I feel like they needed it. And they've been in love, so it's been great. And then on Tuesday, it was our friend Ryan's birthday, so I wanted to use one of the like fancy labels to mark birthdays. There was 2 birthdays this week, so I just used a label to mark that. And then one of the silver foiled icons from SPC, the present one, to mark Ryan's birthday. So I put that in there. Then below that, I wanted to mark filming, and I've been using the Fox and Cactus like little DSLR cameras. I've really been liking them because I feel like they're pretty neutral to use. I used them quite a bit this past month looking back at my spreads, but I do really like them, so I've been using that to mark filming. And then we had McDonald's for dinner, which was like not the greatest. So I have these Fox and Cactus like fast food stickers. I like haven't been able to eat fast food that much recently. It's really been hurting, so I try not to get any fast food anymore, but we did have McDonald's that night. And then I'm doing the trick where I put the washi down. It's not even a trick, just to mark off a huge chunk of time and take up a lot of space because nothing really happened this day. It was very boring. So I'm just cutting off the washi that I used at the bottom. And then with this space, I'm going to be putting a half box kind of closer to the top because I wanted to show a little bit more of that washi. And I'm using one of these Fox and Cactus mermaids. They're like the Christmas mermaids, and I felt like these were perfect because they're pastel and they really match the spread, but also they're Christmassy, so it worked. And I'm using the one on the little like mermaid laptop to mark making a to buy list, basically just a list of presents and people that we wanted to buy gifts for Christmas. And then on Wednesday, Brian and I worked like a half day because we wanted to go Christmas shopping. So at the top, I wanted to mark that we had a lunch date after work. So I'm putting in a like fancy label, and I'm using one of the couple date stickers scripts from ScribblePrintsCo. I hardly ever get to use these because we like never go on dates. But I wanted to use the lunch date one, which was really cute. So I am grabbing that to mark in that fancy label. And I didn't want that just to be the only like sticker that marked our date. We did go to Salvation Pizza, which is in the Domain. We've never been there before, and it was pretty good. I think we got the white pizza, and we got some sort of like specialty french fries that they offered, and they were pretty good. I wasn't upset about it. So to mark Salvation Pizza, I'm using a silver foiled pizza from SPC. I almost said from Scribble Pizza Co. I don't know where I was going with that. But I'm putting that down to mark that we went to Salvation Pizza. And then I'm using a Coffee Monsters Co. Christmas like shopper emoji to mark that we did a ton of Christmas shopping this day. I mean, oh my God, we went ham. And what I mean ham, we went like absolutely wild at Target for Avery. So to mark that, I really wanted to mark going crazy at Target because like we went up and down every toy aisle and we were just grabbing things, and our cart was insane. I made Brian take a picture of it because it was just wild. There was just so much. So I'm putting a pink, I initially went with a quarter box, but I was like, no, this needs to be bigger because the sticker I was using from Fox and Pip, the wild shopping one, was just far too big, and I wanted it to like kind of fit in that space better. So I ended up pulling up the quarter box and I put a half box in instead to kind of accommodate that space. I put the wild shopping with the receipt for going crazy at Target. And then I'm using from Glam Planner one of these little teenies or bippities, kind of getting ready with hair rollers and makeup to mark for getting ready, essentially. I hardly wear makeup anymore, so this is probably like the third time in my pregnancy that I put on makeup, so I like to mark that because that night we had a little work party, like a work Christmas party at Uchiko, and so I wanted to put that at the bottom in one of the squared off boxes to mark that. And I'm using it again from that same foiled food sheet, the little sushi rolls, to mark that. So that is my first half of the week. Going ahead and flipping you guys to the second half of the week. On Thursday, it was my dad's birthday. So again, I just kind of did the same thing for all birthdays. As you guys can see, I had so many birthdays in December, so I essentially did the same thing. And I kind of like the way this looks as far as birthdays go, except for probably like people that are like hella important to me, which would probably be just myself, Brian, Avery, and new baby. But I'm putting that fancy label in with the balloon icon. I think that worked out really well, the foiled icon. And then that day for lunch, we went to Corner Bakery. I think Ryan went with us this time. I think I said last time he went with us, but I think this was the time Ryan went with us. So I'm using a Coffee Monsters Co. spoon, plate, and fork icon, like doodle, to mark that. And then that night, I think we made plans with everybody to go to H Mart. So I'm using again from Coffee Monsters Co. the Asian like food doodles, the rice and chopsticks to mark going to H Mart with friends. And then that night, Brian, this is such a sad story. So I'm using again one of those quarter boxes with a fox and cactus girl like throwing money in the air because Brian bought a new TV for us. This is such a sad story because you'll find out in like a month and a half, but our TV is now broken because of our wonderful daughter. But it's a story that I'll tell you guys when, you know, that plan with me comes about. So yeah, Brian bought a new TV that night, and it's like, I look back on this and I'm sad, but it happened. I'll explain later. So I am putting the like fox and cactus girl throwing money in the air because I thought it was funny, to signify that. And then on Friday, first and foremost, it is always payday, so I like to put down a fancy label with a SPC J. Crew Plans silver foiled script that says payday on it. I like to just kind of go down the line. I don't really pick, you know, which particular type of like font, or not font, but you know, like the way she crosses things out or fills things in or doesn't fill anything in. I just go down the line and put whatever payday in because they all the same to me. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And then Avery had dance this Friday, so I put in from Once More with Love the little ballerina munchkin in purple, which is so cute to mark Avery having dance. And then I kind of put these last two things out of order because I wanted to be able to put the one thing in the half box. So from Fox and Cactus, I'm using one of the cat couple stickers to mark like the one sleeping and the other one upset about the blankets. I'm more so the one upset about the blankets nowadays because I can't sleep anymore because my body is too big and I cannot get comfortable. And Brian takes all the blankets now. It used to be me, but it's not me anymore. So I'm angry about it. So that night I just wanted to put in night snuggles because we did cuddle that night. And then we also did watch Solo. Well, we watched the first half. I've seen Solo all the way through. Brian has only seen the first half. So I wanted to mark that because I have a really cute sticker to mark with it. Hopefully we can finish it together one of these days. We're like old people now. Whenever we put on like a TV show or a movie, one of us ends up passing out, and it's just like, I can't make it anymore through a TV show or a movie without falling asleep. So we had to kind of stop halfway through because Brian fell asleep. So I'm using the washi trick, in quotations, to mark that with a half box. So I'm putting that half box in, and then from Fox and Cactus, I have these adorable little like Star Wars girl stickers that I love, and I never knew when I would be able to use. What was that sound? I don't know, I think something just happened with my neighbors or something. But these are so cute, and they have like little lightsabers and stuff, and I was originally going to use the one that was like holding the popcorn, but I just there's so many of them. I never know when I'm going to be able to use them, so I just wanted to put in my favorite. So I put that in to mark watching Solo, at least the first half. And then Saturday, I wanted to put in that it was an early morning. I woke up super, super early that morning. Oh, I guess I'm putting in my weekend banner first. I always do this, and I always forget. These are just the silver foiled weekend banners from SPC. These are my favorite weekend banners ever. I just love the foil. They're so pretty. So I am putting that in first. But anyway, I wanted to wake up early Saturday morning. I only had to work a half day, but we had so many plans. So we were going to take Avery to see Santa, and we just kept putting it off. Every single day this week, we were like, we're going to take Avery to see Santa, and then we'd get off of work and be like, I want to go to bed. So I don't want to go to the mall. I don't want to deal with this. But we wanted to get to the mall super early on Saturday, like right when Santa got there. I think Santa got there at 9. And we waited in line forever. But we did wake up super early, so I'm using a Coffee Monsters Co. So Tired emoji to mark that. And before we actually went to the mall, I ran into H-E-B to get some sugar cookie dough and something else. I might have grabbed a gallon of milk, I think. So I'm putting a piece of washi in to mark a small grocery run. I'm using a grocery run script in silver foil, of course, from SPC also, of course. I just like these script stickers. If I don't have to write it in, I'm not going to. It just is so much easier. So I put that in as well. And then to mark taking a photo with Santa, I definitely wanted to put that in a half box. This was like the first, well, not the first year that Avery didn't cry, but this is the first year she was like pumped to see Santa. We saw him coming down the escalator and she was like, Mom, Santa's here. So I'm using the take a photo with Santa like Christmas holiday bucket list sheet from SPC. Again, if I don't have to write it in, I'm not going to. So I'm putting that off to the side because I originally was just going to put it in the middle, but then I was like, I have a sticker I can use. So from Coffee Monsters Co., I'm using just like a little Santa emoji next to it. But it was a good experience. We did wait, like I said, we were there before Santa even came, but we were in line for quite a bit. It was not a good experience. But Avery did great, and the picture turned out really, really cute. So there's that. And then we did, well, while we were waiting in line, Brian stayed in line with Avery, and I kind of did a little bit of last-minute shopping in the mall because some of the stores were open before Santa came. So, you know, I did that. Here I am still deciding about the Coffee Monsters Co. thing. But to mark last-minute shopping, I decided to use this cute little snowman from Paper and Milk. I wanted to use something that matched the kit, and I was going to use the little Santa there, but I was like, no, I want to use the snowman because it's purple and it looks really cute. So I just wanted to put that in. And then on Sunday, I did sleep in, which I've been sleeping in like every Sunday, but my sleeping in is strange. I still wake up at like 6, and I get up and I go eat breakfast, and then I come back to bed and go back to sleep. It's strange, but I'm using a sleep-in script again from SPC in silver foil, and I mean, I'm not mad about it because I sleep in pretty late still, and I think it's because of my belly's full and like I'm kind of comfortable, so I'm able to sleep comfortably, so it's been working for me. So I'm putting in the sleep-in sticker. And this day I was in serious like holiday cleaning, getting everything ready mood. So I wanted to clean Avery's room before Christmas so that way we have more room for more toys and things. So from Once More with Love, I'm using this little cleaning sheet. I kind of just wanted to use this sheet up. So I'm using the last munchkin on the sheet. Although this munchkin is like doing the dishes, I'm just using it to mark cleaning Avery's room. I wanted to use it up. And then I had to pull out all the gift wrap and wrap some presents. I kind of did this a little bit out of order because I wrapped presents late at night and I wanted to pull out gift wrap in first. So again, from Coffee Monsters Co., I'm just pulling up an emoji from the Christmas sheet that matched for pulling out gift wrap. And then that day, Avery doesn't really nap anymore, but this was the day I kind of figured that out, is when I laid down in bed with her for 2 hours and I kept thinking she was going to fall asleep. She never fell asleep. So we laid in bed for 2 hours for no reason. I mean, I rested, but it was no reason, so I was angry. So I used the Once More with Love, like rolling eye munchkin to mark that. And then to mark actually wrapping presents, I'm just using a quarter box and then this really cute pumpkin paper Kotera wrapping presents to mark that. I just stuck it in the middle because, again, if I don't have to write anything, I'm not going to. It's so much easier. And then last but not least, again from Coffee Monsters Co., I think I grabbed a different Christmas emoji sheet. Oh no, I went back to the first one that I have. I have two, but you know, I love them. I used the one building a gingerbread house to March that I watched Holiday Baking Championship on the Food Network, and I was very happy about it. I love Food Network. So that's the last half of the week. And that is a week completely filled out. I love it so much. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do all of the deco up top. Again, that rascal cart is so cute. But I'm just kind of sporadically putting the deco down. And then I did from SPC, I don't think this sheet has been released yet, but it's one of the little mini deco sheets. I used the silver foil, of course, and I'm using the little dot decos throughout. I was going to originally use the bows because there's a lot of bows, like with the bow overlays and then the bow glitter header overlays, but I just kind of wanted to put little dots throughout because I thought it would just add a little extra foil, and I really liked it. So that is it for this plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed.